सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Sutra Bhashya-kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Why is meditation necessary? Meditation is necessary because everything in our life depends on our thoughts. And meditation is that process where we are able to choose our thoughts rightly, correct our thoughts, refine our thoughts, reform our thoughts. So meditation becomes a tool. In meditation, what do? We look within. We observe what is happening in our mental factory. Unless we observe our mind, we will not know what is happening in our mind. Only what you observe, what you pay attention, that alone you will know. There are so many things happening in this world. Many things we are not even aware of because we did not pay attention. Isn't it? Pay attention and know. This is the strict law of this universe. So why should I pay attention to my mind, my thoughts? Because everything in my life depends on my thoughts. So therefore, I have to pay attention. So this paying attention becomes the starting point in meditation. You withdraw your attention from the world, you start paying attention to your mind, you start looking within. In the beginning, no doubt, there will be some difficulties, some problems, you don't know what to do, but slowly, as you make it a regular habit, with a never say die attitude, when you proceed, slowly things starts becoming clearer and clearer. It is exactly like you're coming, mid-noon, you enter into a dark room. You're coming from outside. So for some time it is all dark, isn't it? You don't see anything. But slowly your eyes get retuned to the inner light, and slowly in that darkness you start seeing things clearly. The moment you entered, everything was dark. But when you stayed in that room, allowing the eyes, the pupil of the eyes to settle, slowly the eyes adjust itself, and now what happens? Even though the room is dark, now you are seeing things clearly. So in the same way, when you regularly meditate, regularly peep within, it's all darkness. There is nothing clear. You don't know what is happening. But slowly, slowly, slowly things start becoming clear. So what happens? You come to know there is something called mind. It's a great achievement. So every achievement has to be celebrated. Okay? This is how you progress in meditation. This is how you inspire yourself in meditation. Don't always cry and lament that, oh, I am not liberated. In the first sitting itself, you want liberation. Liberation is a final thing. It takes so many steps, so many little achievements, little conquerings, little unfoldments. These unfoldments happen in small steps, small stages. So you must be able to celebrate every little unfoldments. Right? So, you slowly come to know that there is something happening inside in the form of thoughts. You are able to recognize your thoughts. In the beginning, you will not be able to recognize subtle thoughts. You will be recognize only gross thoughts, which are giving solid results in the form of either pain or pleasure. Intense thoughts gives you intense pain or intense joy. Only such thoughts you are able to recognize. Slowly you are able to recognize the subtler thoughts also. So now, as you start looking within, you find that generally the mind is dirty, as I told you. Now, is it a pleasant experience or a painful experience? It is a very bitter experience. And this is compared with drinking poison. So that Shiva drinking poison is symbolic of this. The whole that, Mandara mountain, Mathana, it is nothing but meditation. That Mandara mountain is churned, isn't it? The name of that mountain is Mandara. What is that mountain? The mind is that mountain. It's a mountain now for us. With what was it churned? Vasuki, the serpent. What is that serpent? His Holiness, ego. The ruler of my life. Right. And who are the ones who are churning it? Devatas and Asuras. Who are they? The noble virtues, the ignoble vices. There's a churning happening in our heart. In every heart, there is a battle which is going on. The battle of Devasuras, the divine and the demonic forces. This battle is going on. And who is the central figure of this battle? The ego. The serpent. What is the first thing that comes out? Oh, by the way, where is this churning happening? Ksheera-sagara. What is this Ksheera-sagara? The pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. It is pure white. White means purity. Purity is represented by white. What is the size of Sagara? Infinite. In the same way, consciousness is also infinite. Right. So when this churning happens, the first thing that happens is not amritam. What comes out is visham, poison. So the first thing that happens when you look within, you are scared. My God, I never knew I had so much of negativities in my mind. I never knew. I am a Rakshasa only. Thank God nobody is knowing what is happening inside. Thank God I am not able to see others are not able to see my mind, and thank God I am not able to see others' mind. All of us are happy, living together, happily loving each other only because of this. We are not knowing what is happening in others' mind. Okay. So what is this halahala visha? See, this imperfection is there from anadi, but I was never aware. Why I was never aware? Because I never pay attention. See, only when you pay attention you will be aware of this. The moment you look within, you come to know. Till then you are not knowing, because attention is outside. If the attention is outside, you will never know what is happening inside. So when you observe within, you come to know that there is so much of filth inside. Now when you see the filth, what happens? You have two options. Either continue with it or ignore it, escape from it, because it is misery. They say there is a bird in the desert. When it finds some animal going to attack, what it does? It buries its head inside the sand and thinks that now problem is solved. Ostrich, I don't know, some bird. Closing your eyes to the realities of life, will it solve the problem? No, problem is there. Ignorance is not bliss. As Puja Guruji used to say, ignorance is blister. Ignorance is not bliss. For the time being, you may get some relief because you are not paying attention, but that relief is a time bomb. So it is better face that filthy mind. That facing the filthy mind is that drinking poison. You have to go through it. It's a harsh reality of life, a bitter reality of life. You have to go through it. You can't escape it. The way to transcend it is to go through it. When we are consciously aware of it, and when we own up the responsibility, and we truly admit that yes, such negativities are there in me. I am not a perfect person. I am an embodiment of imperfection. I have all those negativities that I am seeing in Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, etc. They are not outside. I am that. That Ravana, it is me. Hiranyakashipu, it is me. All those negative Puranic characters, till I look within, I am very happy in criticizing them. But when I look within, I find them here, in me, as me. Right. Now Lord Shiva is the Lord who drinks this poison. Who is Lord Shiva? The Lord of destruction. So if you want to destroy this negativity, you will have to drink this negativity. Drinking means what? Accepting it. That yes, at present I am imperfect, they are a part of me. This is the meaning drinking. I confess. I don't justify. I don't escape from the reality. I accept. I confess. Is the first step. Then what will happen? You are painfully aware of this. Mind these words. You are not carelessly aware. You are painfully aware. Means what? There is pain. There is intense suffocation. When I see some imperfection in me, I cannot be happy. Why am I not able to stand imperfection in me? Why is it that I am not able to tolerate, accept imperfection in me? I am not able to accept imperfection in me because perfection is my nature. My highest nature is perfection. A perfect being cannot accept imperfection. A perfect being which is 100% perfect cannot accept even 0.00001% of imperfection. Not possible. I'll be miserable. So that misery in me, seeing my imperfection itself is the proof that I am inherently perfect. I am absolutely perfect. So that is the goal to be reached. So this suffocation in me, seeing my imperfection, what does this suffocation lead to? What does this pain lead to? This pain, this suffocation, this misery. This misery, we can call it, it's a delivery pain. Okay. Before something great is born, auspicious is born, one has to go through this pain. Why is this pain auspicious? This pain is auspicious because it develops a deep desire for the state of painlessness. This state of peacelessness develops a deep desire in us for the state of peace. Only a person who is suffering peacelessness will crave for peace. That is true everywhere in life. Only person who suffers, who has gone through the suffering of hunger, will value food. A person who has suffered thirst will value water. A person who has suffered poverty will value prosperity. You see, everywhere it is the same thing. When you are on one extreme, you crave for the other extreme. We are all like pendulums. The pendulum which is on one extreme craves to be on the other extreme. So how to develop this desire for liberation, mumukshutvam? How to develop? Intensely go through the pain of bondage. This is the way. When we intensely go through the pain of bondage, you start desiring liberation. No, Swamiji, I want desire for liberation without going through pain. It is like saying, I want to taste food without suffering hunger. Is it possible? No. Not possible. If you want to enjoy a good sleep, what is the necessary condition? Suffer sleeplessness, suffer tiredness, exhaustion. To the extent you have suffered exhaustion, to that extent you will enjoy sleep. Extremities, dvandvas are the nature of this world. When you are on one extreme, you thoroughly enjoy the other extreme. Isn't it? So when you start observing the mind, what happens? I told you it's a dirty mind. So therefore, you start painfully becoming aware of the dirts in the mind. What are the dirts in the mind? We have discussed. Kama, lust, anger, hatred, likes, dislikes, slaveries, addictions, prejudice, partialities. There are infinite number. Kauravas are much more than Pandavas. The battlefield of Kurukshetra. What is this battlefield of Kurukshetra? Our own heart. Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. Kauravas. Who is the father of Kauravas? A blind old Dhritarashtra. Avidya. Blindness means what? Ignorance. Ignorance is the father of all negative vices of the mind. Mother and father both are blind. Gandhari, blind. Father blind, mother blind. So what will come out of them? Isn't it? So this churning is happening. Hala Visha comes out. And what is the nature of this Visha? This Visha, this poison is able to destroy the whole world. Isn't it? In the same way, all the negativities that come out of our heart, if it is not cured, it will come out as hurting words, poisonous actions, and it can destroy the whole world. It has the capacity to destroy the whole world. One man can destroy the whole world if it is needed. One Hitler, what he could do, just see. He killed millions of people. Where did the problem start? The problem started in his heart. Now today you will find another Hitler. One Vladimir Putin. He thought in 2 days he will conquer Ukraine. Started, but miscalculation. Now just imagine such a huge country, I think second largest military power in the world, not able to conquer a small country. Now his ego is hurt. Now he cannot stop the war. Why? People will laugh at him. Avachya vadansya bahun vadishyante tavahitaha nindantas tava samarthyam tato dukkataram nukim. Now his ego is hurt. Now he will use anything to win the war, isn't it? This is called as hala visha. Thousands suffer. The whole world is suffering. As Puja Guruji used to say, guided missiles in the hands of misguided people. Destruction alone will be the result. Our missiles are all perfectly guided, but are we perfectly guided? Tamed, disciplined? No. What should be the purpose of education? The education must help us in disciplining ourselves, in reforming ourselves, in creating a beautiful mind, because it is the polluted minds which are polluting the world, destroying the world. The source of pollution is not outside. The source of world pollution is mind pollution. So unless you clean the mind, world cannot be cleaned. Unless you bring in peace in the mind, you cannot have world peace. Very many conferences are held in the name of world peace, but no peace happens. Peace is not outside, peace is born within. it is expressed outside, but it is born within. As long as the main source is not addressed, the cause is not addressed, you cannot eliminate the effect. So when you observe your mind, so many things you learn about your mind. You come to know there are so many negativities. And every negative thought expresses as pain. It's a law. Every negative thought expresses as agitation, as pain, as suffering. There is a direct relationship. Negative thought entertained ends up as pain. Now this relationship has to be understood, has to be experienced. No book reading will do. You have to go through it. Remember, spirituality is the path of knowing, and the path of knowing is through the path of experiencing. Experiencing is knowing. Gaining information is not knowing. Experiencing is knowing. So how will I know greed? Experience greed, then you will know greed. How will you know jealousy? Not by reading books. Experience jealousy, then you know. So lust, greed, hatred, experience it. Painfully be aware of it. And then you will naturally, whenever the pain comes, the first question the mind asks is, what has caused this pain? Cause hunting is the nature of the mind. Whenever there is pain, suddenly the mind goes into introspection mood. That's how the mind functions. When everything is fine, there is no introspection. But the moment there is pain, immediately introspection begins. Where have I gone wrong? Why is there a pain? This question comes the moment the pain begins. So when you go through that pain consciously, with full awareness, naturally the mind asks, from where has this pain come from? Because the mind is constantly busy in getting rid of pain, in gaining happiness. This is the way the mind is busy. So when the mind is made to consciously experience the pain, it starts this question, where has this come from? Cause hunting. Pain is the effect. Something has to be the cause. So what is the cause? My own negative thought is the cause of this pain. You come to know this relationship. A great achievement. Remember, it's a great achievement. As I told you, every achievement has to be celebrated. Why is this called achievement? It is called achievement because pain is directly connected to my unconscious entertainment of a negative thought. So therefore, I alone am responsible for my pain. A thought in the mind is responsible for this pain. My own negative thought is responsible for this pain. Now remember, there are different types of negative thoughts, and accordingly there are different types of pain also. The pain of jealousy thought is very much different from pain of greed thought or a pain of lusty thought. Every negative thought has its own flavor. They are all different masalas with its own flavor, its own taste. Why has compassionate Lord given different flavors for different thoughts? So that we can recognize what is that thought. Otherwise, we will not be able to recognize. Isn't it? So disturbance also has got various flavors. different expressions. So as you meditate more and more, as you observe your mind more and more, you are in touch with these different types of disturbances. There are varieties. For a person who doesn't meditate, he will see only as disturbance. But when you meditate deeper and deeper, you find that disturbances also have a lot of varieties. And these disturbances have got a cause. And the cause is a negative thought. And you come to know, negative thought, whether I entertain consciously or unconsciously, it will result in pain. I have no choice. You see? So a person who is regularly meditating, when he is finding his mind disturbed, what will he do? Will he try to escape the disturbance by going out, or will he try to solve the disturbance by going in? Yes. A person who doesn't meditate, he doesn't know what is happening. He is disturbed, he is bored, whatever. He will try to overcome this problem by going out. He will go to some friend's house, have some chit chat. Tamasic person means he will go to the hall of spirituality. Isn't it? Poor man, he doesn't know. He's miserable. And he finds that when he takes liquor, that misery is gone. He thought, thank God, I got it. I got the solution how to come out of misery. And he drinks, and he finds there is peace, and he thinks this is the way. Then he does research. Where? Not in the mind. But what are the different flavors available? From different countries. Vodka. Vodka is from Russia. See? Isn't it? Now his observation, his investigation, his research. What is the root cause of this research? When I took that drinks, there was peace. This is the, Mahamantra. It is his direct experience, remember. You see, how many ways we can be misguided. That's what I'm saying. So if he's not a tamasic person, he will go to some movie or something. Again the same thing. He thinks method of distraction is the way to overcome disturbance. Seeing movie, chatting with friends, all these are nothing but distractive ways. It may give some relief, but it is not solving the problem. Problem is somewhere else. Method of distraction will not do. It may be a temporary remedy, but not a permanent solution. So, when we observe the mind, we learn so many things about the mind, so many varieties of disturbances. And we find a direct relationship between the negative thought entertained and the misery experienced. Now this direct relationship makes us, convinced that happiness cannot be gained with negativities of life. Now it's a great conclusion. It's a great achievement. It's impossible that I may entertain a negative thought and then I can be peaceful. It's impossible. Karma is either rewarded or punished immediately as karma phala in the mind itself. If you can detect it, you are the most blessed. Negative thought entertainment is the karma. What is the karma phala? Disturbance. Then and there Bhagavan punishes you. Now, a person who is again and again, every time at the seat of meditation, he is constantly experiencing this relationship between thought and the state of the mind. Slowly what happens? A deep conviction comes that if I want to be happy, I have no choice but to entertain good thoughts, positive thoughts. There is no choice. My happiness is directly related to my peace of mind. My peace of mind itself is my happiness, and this peace of mind, if I have to have, I have a price to pay. And what is the price to pay? Constant vigilance, constant alertness. Isn't it? Constant alertness. Peace is something which I want. I want intense peace, infinite peace. What is the price to be paid? Constant alertness. Where? Alertness not regarding the world of things, beings and situations, but alertness with regard to the thoughts entertained. See, this is how you know the value of meditation. Value of a thing is understood only by experiencing the pain due to its lack. Value of peace is understood through suffering peacelessness. And peacelessness comes from alertlessness. So therefore, if I want to have peace, I must be alert. So now see, you start valuing alertness. You start valuing meditation. You start valuing looking within. You start valuing observing the mind. You see? Such a person who has seen this direct relationship between thoughts entertained and the state of the mind, who has experienced this peace and who has also experienced peacelessness, who has found this direct relationship, will he neglect meditation? No. He will have time for meditation. He will design his daily routine, dinacharya, in such a way that he has a lot of time for meditation, even if he is a householder with family responsibilities. Because the most important thing in life is peace. Peace is directly connected to my state of mind. State of mind is directly connected to my thoughts. So therefore, I must take care of my thoughts. I must make positive thoughts natural and spontaneous. How does positive thoughts become natural and spontaneous? By entertaining it regularly. Abhyāsa is the way. That which you practice regularly, it becomes your habit. So how to make positive thoughts natural to me? By making it a habit to entertain positive thoughts. How to make it a habit? By doing it again and again. So therefore, doing again and again is the way. So therefore, I will have to keep some time every day only for meditation. Isn't it? Regularity in practice. It's a must. A person who has understood the value of peace, he will not be satisfied with Sunday church and Friday mosque. No. If you want intense peace, there is intense price to be paid. No pain, no gain. Do you want intense gain? Then there is an intense pain. Pain means you have to put forth effort. In this world, everything comes with effort only. Whether it is outer prosperity or inner bliss, the price is there to be paid. Greater the price you pay, greater will be the reward. Right? Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhavane, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru